Watcher, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be looking at the Bosch PDB40 pillar drill. This is the first pillar drill I've ever owned, so let's unbox it, have a look at it, see how good it is, shall we? Okay, I've had this a few months now, but because I've been busy and the shop has been, workshops have been a little bit messy, and I've had to organise the workshop a little bit, get the workflow right before I open this. It's just been sitting in a box. I've probably had it about 3 or 4 months, but as I say, not got around to unboxing it. Did I do that one? Yep. Get my fingers in now. Big fat fingers. Let's put that underneath there. Right. What we've got. I don't think there's going to be a hell of a lot of organising needed here. We've got the base plate. Thankfully this isn't one of those boxes that's only 5-10% full. It's massive like the ones you get from Amazon. This one's a suitably sized box. Right. And there's the actual pillar drill. That's quite heavy, but not too heavy, but you can't move it around the shop. I'm going to have to build some rolling workstations so I can move things around, but I'm only going to build a couple, and I don't think I'm going to do one for this. I can just move this up and around the workshop. There's the clamp that clamps, you know, your workpiece down. Standard Allen key. What else have we got here? We've got a fence. That doesn't look very big. And we've got a cap. And I think that's everything in the box. Now, obviously comes with an instruction manual, but like all good men, we ignore those and we try to build it without. There's the base. I'm assuming this just slips in. I'm not going to twist it and turn it and everything yet. So that's going to sit there. I'm assuming that cap goes on the top. Not pushing. I'm assuming that's where that goes. The fence will slide in that way, I guess. This goes in there, so we lift this up, put this in. Now, I am going to have a little read of this and I'll come back in a minute. Okay, this is about the simplest machine in the world to set up. You will see on the base there is a slot there, and on the side of this there's a little little knob that slides in there, so you know you're in the correct position. This literally just slides up and down at your leisure. At the back you have a grub screw, see that there, and this Allen key I provide with it is what you use to tighten up that grub screw. Keeps that in position. There's quite a lot of good videos on YouTube about building a proper base for this, which I might have a go of in the future, but not a rolling base, like a wall mounted one. So this just literally slides up and down and, you know, connects to your workpiece. As you're clamping down, fence ease off the screws. And those nuts slide along here. Goes there. When you want to tighten it up, just twist those, and that is rock solid. Obviously you can change the angle here, so don't assume that that's going to be level, because it won't be. You have to put your square on there. And in terms of setting your machine up, you're done. That's all there is to it. Okay, on the side we've got 2 speed selection, first speed and second speed. On the front you've got a digital display. You have the start and stop button up here. Push that in and it stops it, and you can't turn it. Turning it left or right doesn't do anything if it's turned there. You have to turn it left to hit 0 and it'll pop back out again. But that's your emergency stop. Twist it to the right to get drilling capacity. In speed 1 you can range, and it's completely adjustable digitally. You range from 200 RPM up to, I think it's 800-ish, 820, 830, 840. So between 200 and 840. Push that. Twist this to speed 2. Twist it to the right, left to get that to pop out from 0. Twist it back to speed. Now this one, that was 200 to 840. Speed 2 starts at 600, goes all the way through to I think 2,500. 2480. Completely adjustable to speed digitally, which I like. That was one of the reasons why I bought this. Yes, it's not one of the metal ones that you get that's going to be around for 30-40 years and you see them on Marketplace or eBay, but I really like the adjustability of this. I can take this from 200 to 2,500 with this digital gauge. If we look at the front, we can see that we have a red button is laser. I'll press past that, you'll see it sends a laser to the exact point, the middle point where it's going to go. Press it again, it turns it off. The button next to it is a light. If you push that, it illuminates the workplace there. Push it again, turns it off, on and off. But you can have both on at the same time, so you can have laser on and lights on. So reading the instructions, although you do have this emergency stop button, the other way of closing it down is to switch the arrow from the right to the centre. So that's your on switch, that's your off switch. This is just an emergency one. I'd probably go for twisting this around in the majority of cases, only using the emergency stop for emergency, because you never know if you're going to wear it out. The instruction booklet's got quite a handy little speed guide on speeds for drilling metals. So it tells you what drill bit corresponds to the relevant revs per minute for steel and aluminium. And obviously this corresponds to this speed. So speed 1 is low speed for larger diameter drill bits, and speed 2 is high speed for small diameter drill bits, I think, or the other way around, I'm not sure. Operation of this unit is different to lots of other units, in as much as most other units have like 3 handles, like tri-handles with balls on the end that you can roll around. This has got a wheel. You can set it on the side to see whether you want it to free wheel like this, so you've got to push it up and down or not, or you can set it with a brake on the side so that when you push down it flings back up again. I think that's a bit harsh myself. I don't know, I think I'll probably be going for the handle, using it up and down. Although saying that, the handle with the tri-handle with the 3 balls on it, I think is a better design than this. This isn't the greatest design in the world, because when you get to there you can't sort of roll it around like you can a ball handle. You have to keep taking your hand off and pushing it down. So for me, that's a minus point. Coming round to the other side of the machine, obviously left anti-clockwise releases. We all know the saying, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So lefty loosey releases everything. This is the open position. If you want to reduce how far you go up, etc., you can put a brake on here, righty-tighty to tighten it up. Yeah, and this is the one where it won't come down. You can push down, but it won't go up any further than that. But I think that's a bit too harsh. I think that's not going to do the machine any good doing that. And obviously you can, once you've done that, you have a depth stop here. So if you want to say, right, okay, I only want it to go down 50 mil, you put your depth stop on, then you're only going to be allowed that small amount of travel. So this one stops it going up too far, this one here stops it going down too far. And if you want to be doing critical dimensions, like for example, I'm just about to make a solitaire board, and this will come in really handy because I won't want to, if I want to use this, I won't want to use it very much. I'll just want a little bit of travel. If I don't do it on a router, I may do it on a router, I don't know. So that's, you know, that'd be perfect, only going down a few millimeters. Lefty loosey, take them all off. You've got full range of motion again. The actual chuck itself is it's a keyless chuck, so it's got a locking section there. Turn the right to lock it, turn the left to unlock it. Again, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. If you want to unlock it, obviously anti-clockwise, then you can twist with your hand and it opens it up. Turn right, which is anti-clockwise, and it brings your chuck down into that position. So you put it to the left position, you insert the drill bit you want to put in. Awkward, hold it with a couple of fingers. I suggest always give this a bit of a rattle, because sometimes, especially with smaller drill bits, you can set them not in the centre of the three teeth, but between two teeth, and then you'll get a lot of movement. So I'm going to tighten that up with my hands, holding the top one to tighten it, then twist. Oops, let's do that again. And holding the top, oh bollocks. Okay, we're learning here. Right, so we hold the bottom bit and put it into the lock position. That should hold that. There's a little bit of play in there, but not much. Moving on to the base plate, you will see that when you drill, you have this hole here, so that if you're drilling something, it goes through and doesn't damage your bit of work. So let's show you what I mean. We'll put a bit of timber in, we'll adjust the fence just to keep that parallel. Lift this up, put the clamp on, sight where we want it to go, righty-tighty, clamp it down there. This is not moving anywhere. Turn the machine on. We're going to come down and we're going to drill through the timber into that hole. So we've gone all the way through. Yeah. You don't ever want to be doing that, because one, you're going to get tear out at the back of your wood, and B, you know what I mean. So we've got a little bit of tear out there, which we don't really want. And B, more importantly, right, let's turn this off, unlock, get that out. If you have a drill bit bigger than the hole, you're going to damage your base plate, aren't you? Say for example you've got a 40mm drill bit, you're really going to damage your base plate if you come through on that. So let's just put a 25mm bit in. You can imagine when you drill down now on a 25mm bit, you're hitting your base plate already. You're going to damage that. So what you always want to get yourself a sacrificial bit of timber. So I'll use this bit that we used before as my sacrificial piece, and say I want to drill that bit there. Yeah, lift this up out of the way. Set my fence, my clamp rather. Turn it on. come down. I think this is quite an old drill bit, hence all the smoke coming off of it. It's burning its way through rather than cutting its way through. Has that gone through yet? No, it's pretty warm. Need to get some new drill bits, I suspect. Okay, we removed the clamp. Didn't quite go all the way through there, I stopped before, but you see there we're starting to mark up the sacrificial timber, and I'd much rather have the damage on this bit of timber, which we can drill hundreds of holes into and then throw away and replace it with another one, than damage my base plate. So always use yourself a little bit of sacrificial timber. Another good feature of the drill is the ability to set your depth. This button on the left hand side, to talk about this first, this changes it from speed to depth, and then you can zero your depth. So if I want to start a drilling here, I put my brake on, I can either use my depth stop, as I showed you before, this one here, to stop it going up and down, or I can zero my depth now, and then when I twist it, if I know I want to go 6 mil, I'll just very slowly twist this until I get to 6 mil, and this may be the best way of doing it actually. So you come here, say you want this to be 6.8. Oh, look at that, what a result. 6.9. You set your depth stop there, then it's going to stop it at 6.8, 6.9, or whatever it is that you set it at. I wonder if that's going to change if you do repetitive drills, whether that's going to push that depth stops down and get a different reading. No, it's not too bad. Has it changed it? No, so it's a fairly good depth stop then. Okay, take that off. So this is a good feature for repetitive cuts. You find, so the way you do it is you put your bit of wood in, you use your drill bit, and you put your wood in, you put your drill bit in, and when the drill bit just touches the work surface, that's when you hit the 0 button, and it knows that it's reset from that point there, and then it knows to go down however far you want it to go. So that's a nice little feature, I like that. Right, I've got my sacrificial bit of timber. On top of my sacrificial bit of timber, you'll recognise this as the little bit of 3x2 that I used to test my impact driver. So I'm going to set this, we're on gear number 2. I'm going to take this to the maximum, 2,500 revs, and I'm going to see how it deals with this. Let's put my safety goggles on. Let's give this a go, see what the top speed's like. I don't know what the correct term is. Some drill presses people complain about sort of a wobble. I don't know if it's called a quill or a run out or something. I've heard these terms, I don't know. But essentially what it means is that the drill bit wobbles a bit in the chuck, so it creates a bigger hole than you want. Now this one, if you put it in there just a little bit, it's a little bit bigger. At first impression it looks nice and tight, but if you put it all the way through to the end, there's still a little bit of play there. So I guess if you put like a 6mm drill bit in there, that's going to end up being about 6.5, something like that. Not massive, but that's not that stiff. It didn't feel like there was any issues. It certainly didn't look like there was any play. I mean, the quill seems to be moving around a little bit, the chuck, but it's nothing at that rate that would give me a problem, nothing that would cause me an issue. Let's try it with a Forstner bit. Now, I don't know if this drill or wobble is attributed to using a drill at a high speed rather than a low speed. I don't know. So, but I'm gonna blitz this on the high speed one again, and see how it handles this. I don't know what size this is, 20 mil, something like that, 25 mil. Let's have a go. Started off a bit wobbly, but now it looks good. Turn that off. Put my hands near it. That thing's starting up on its own, do we? We haven't gone all the way through, which is okay. Right, power's off. And look, whoops. There goes my Forstner bit. So looking at that, it's a little bit of play side to side, no good rocking it. A little bit of play side to side, but what am I talking about there? A 1/4 of a millimetre? Do you know what, in terms of, look how neat that hole's been drilled. You know what, and these are only cheap Parkside drill bits from, is that Lidl's? I think a set of 5 was probably less than 20 quid. Don't even know, might have been less than a tenner, I can't remember. So what I'm trying to say is they're not the best drill bits in the world, but even so they produced a pretty good result with this drill press, and I'm happy with that. Well, there you have it, unboxing and initial thoughts. Obviously I'll be reviewing this at a future date after I've been using it for a year or so to give you some more in-depth thoughts of what I can think of, what I feel about it. I think it cost me about £180, so obviously a lot more than buying a second-hand, you know, steel one off of eBay or Facebook Marketplace or something like that. But then again, it's a brand new item. It's got a 3-year warranty. There shouldn't be any issues. If there are, it gets fixed. I haven't got to worry about, you know, someone's dropped it, knocked it, whatever. It seems to be pretty good straight out of the box, and I'm quite happy with it. You know, for the sort of budget I had, I did a little bit of research, and this one come up trumps for me. May not suit everybody, but if you're in the market for one and you don't mind buying a brand new bit of kit and your budget's less than £200, at the moment, with only brief tests and experience on it, I'd say it was a pretty good buy. I'm happy with it. I'm happy, you know, to spend my money on it. You know, it's not one of these tools I've got out of the box and I thought to myself, oh, I wish I hadn't bought it. No, I'm quite happy with it. That will serve me well. Open up a few more possibilities in terms of jobs, woodworking, etc. More accuracy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe. Follow all the links, blah 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 blah. Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And I'll see you soon. See ya!